Hey, welcome to the channel. Today I'm about to check out Film Theory, Rick's Revenge. You know, it's all about Rick, Rick and Morty season 6, this, that, the third, where we had Rick Prime. People are calling him, even though technically, if we're talking about Rick Prime, wouldn't Rick Prime be the Rick we're following and not really the Morty? Whatever, so just to make it easy, I'm gonna call that guy Rick Prime since he's Morty's Rick. But yeah, what I'm trying to say. So apparently this is Rick's Revenge. Maybe he's gonna discuss how it unfolds the main Rick, the one we've been following, his revenge on Rick Prime, even though it's a weird way of wording it. But it's been a whole minute since I actually recorded a video because school. So yeah, with that said, I'm hungry, I got food, I got whatever. So with that said, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know which video to check out and I'm gonna do so. But for now, let's see what Rick got planned for Rick Prime. I don't know why I hesitated or was to say that. Whatever.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, the show that wishes there was a night map, Pat, to split the workload.
Hey, okay, that's the Night Family.
So, Rick and Morty is about to return from its mid-season break, but before it does, I figured it was a good time to take a look at the season's first 6 episodes to check out where things might be headed next. After ending Season 5 by blowing a huge hole into the universe, Rick and Morty opened Season 6 with an all-new, all-different mandate. In our previous Rick and Morty theory, we looked specifically at the first episode of the season to conclude that it was all about ways of handling grief. Rick refuses
but what's next
to let go of his past trauma, enough so that he's torturing himself and everyone
Yep,
around him with it.
You always do everything you set your mind to. Except keep your
Bro,
pants.
he really froze froze time in the either on Earth, no, in the universe. That means he's making it a loop. Okay, this dude is petty, bro. He just froze time on Earth or put time on a loop just because he's going through shit, bro.
Alive, but that was hardly your fault.
Meanwhile, the Jerry from Season 1's Cronenberg universe completely lets go of his past trauma to a self-destructive degree, refusing to accept anyone into his life and severing all ties with anyone from his past.
Your mom and sister died, Morty! And I moved on from caring, and that is the best deal you will ever get.
The true solution, however, is found somewhere in the middle. Grief isn't solved by never moving on, but it's also not solved by completely moving on. It's a process of slow healing, acknowledging that that trauma is always going to be a part of you and just learning to live with that. We concluded that this episode was setting up a season-long theme of healing for Rick, working on himself, and boy, howdy did we get that one right on the money. I haven't been more right about a theory since, in each of these first 6 episodes, we watch Rick
I mean, to be fair, some were hits, some were misses, but more or less, you kind of get it more or less on point.
going out of his way to do the most un-Rick thing ever, helping the family members around him. When Beth falls in love with a clone of herself in episode 3, we see him doing something we've never seen
that
him
was
do.
nasty. I mean, is it nasty? You playing with yourself. Okay. Y'all know that thing of like making yourself look like a female. I did that. I'm gonna say this. For a female, goddamn, I'm good looking. But now here's the question. If you're attracted to the same whatever gender you're attracted to, but that gender is you, do you think you would actually clap yourself up? If you do, let me know and give me a reason why you would actually do that. And if not, give me a reason why you don't think it's even worth, doing yourself like that.
Before in the infinite universes.
That puts a whole new meaning to go F yourself, but yeah.
Fatherly advice.
I've met myself out there infinite times.
Yeah.
Infinite happens, including, as you put it, forgetting the ice cream.
You've forgotten the ice cream?
Don't worry about what's crazy. As the kids say, you do you.
Thank you so
You
much.
do you, yeah.
Morty's
Those are
psyche is
facts.
fragmented into a billion pieces by a video game. Rick spends a lifetime trying to put those pieces back together, lowering his emotional walls to try and help recover as much of Morty as he can.
I thought you would have left by now. Was hoping to get at least half of you home. You really are a good grandson. You know that? I'm proud of you, Morty.
Rick even decides to show Jerry some respect.
Yeah, when that episode when Jerry thought he was about to, well, speaking of clapping up yourself, more or less, dude was about to clap up his. Okay, this is an easy one, but who would you clap up? A family member or yourself? Yeah.
I was right.
Not even close. I just didn't want to see someone get bullied. You may be the single dumbest human I've ever met, Jerry, but you still have a right to take whatever you want seriously.
And when a fortune cookie dooms Jerry to a fate worse than death, Rick even gives up universal power just to save him.
You saved me.
I will never stop holding this over you.
And while he may have lost immortal power, he gained a friend.
Thanks, friend.
Friend?
Did you say friend? You ruined the fortune cookie, my guy.
Friend? I'm sorry I did that.
It's fine.
All of this without the crutch of interdimensional portal travel, despite Rick saying that he was working on fixing it throughout the season.
I have
True.
a process.
But of course, nothing can last forever. In the final episode, right before the mid-season break, Rick restores portal travel and promises to return to classic, wacky Rick and Morty adventures.
I did it! I fixed portal travel! It's gonna be classic episodes, Morty! Adventures, Morty! Social commentary! Crude characters! Here we go! Rick and Morty time!
So now, this begs the question. With Rick and the Smiths well on their way through the healing process, what comes next?
Yeah.
Are we leaving behind the canon and lore established by the front half of the season
Now
and
they can't just do that because they can't just do that.
returning to completely disconnected episodic adventures like Rick says? I don't think so. And it's all because of one simple truth. Healing leaves scars. Physically, emotionally, and mentally. And it's time our characters start dealing with those scars. And of them, none is bigger than a certain interdimensional world hopper set up in the season's very
Prime.
first episode.
Why are you here?
Buddy, I have been asking myself that
exact
exact same question.
That's
You just
right,
ended
friends.
Jimmy
By
right there.
analyzing the season's episodes so far and what they're saying about the show's characters, I believe that we can predict exactly where Rick and Morty is headed for the rest of the season. And well, yeah, we're gonna see the return of some dimension-hopping adventures across space and time. We're also gonna be pulling on a story thread that's been lingering over our heads for several seasons now. Spoiler alert, there's a Rick out there that's gonna shatter the status quo of this universe forever. So open up your emergency fortune.
Hold up, low-key, do you think we'll ever get... low-key, maybe the next 2 seasons or the next season, I want to follow up on, or even a little teaser of what Evil Morty's been up to, because he dipped. What happened, you
And
know?
cookie loyal theorists, we're
What's
heading
next
in.
for him?
Now, obviously, Rick healing the bonds with his family was a huge part of these first 6 episodes, but that wasn't all. Another recurring theme that stood out across the first half of the season was dissatisfaction. Everyone who got what they thought they wanted actually didn't end up all that happy about it. Marta, the leader of the Morty religion inside Morty's brain, manages to unite 92% of the world to her cause. A monumental task, but she's left unhappy with the reality that not everyone in this video game simulation is going to be united as one. The nocturnal Smith-Knight family manages to overthrow the Day Smiths in a coup, thereby allowing them to be in charge of their lives, but then they hate the responsibility that comes with being active during the day, so they voluntarily hand control back to the Day Smiths. When hyper-intelligent space dinosaurs show up on Earth to
didn't
create
they almost did wanting to end it, but then Rick stopped them with the asteroid or something.
utopia for humanity, humans just become bored with this life without struggle.
I can't live like this anymore. At first it was fun spending all day watching whatever YouTube autoplays after the last one autoplayed, but a man can only watch so many ads for Grammarly. Help us go back to the old days where we pretend to fix the problems we cause.
In every case, these characters are getting exactly what they wanted, but they're left empty by it in some way or another.
Oh, I
So
thought we
what
were
does
gonna
it
go with the dinosaurs. Did I say elephants? But yeah, dinosaurs.
mean? If you're left unfulfilled after getting what you want, what even is the purpose of life?
True.
Is there a purpose to life? Well, that, my friends, brings us to a personal favorite of the Rick and Morty franchise, nihilism, the belief that nothing matters. Now, this is really just boiling it down to the bare bones, but nihilists often believe that there's no moral order, no actual fundamental purpose to life or existence within the universe. Again, nothing matters. And it's this concept that almost perfectly embodies Rick Sanchez, a man who has seen infinity and has thus lost the ability to care about finite things. Nothing matters because all the outcomes are not only possible, they've already happened out there
Yeah.
somewhere. He's seen how pointless it is to try and solve a problem.
I could take you right now to this same battlefield in a universe where we lost, or another where the war never even
Yeah,
happened.
that's what I'm saying. But and then Bird Person was not messing with that, bro.
All equally real, all equally unreal.
Unreal.
None of it matters.
Then why did you help?
So, you could say that these characters getting what they want and then finding out it didn't mean anything supports the view of nihilism. nihilism. It proves that Rick Sanchez is right. But there are other ways to look at this philosophy. There's a flip side here that views a pointless universe positively. It's called optimistic nihilism. If we truly live in a universe where nothing matters, well, that's just another way of saying that everything matters equally. Anything can matter as much as you decide it matters. You could, for instance, decide that this channel matters more to you than anything else in the universe and then go and hit that subscribe button below the video. Under optimistic nihilism, that is a perfectly fair assessment. And looking at the general ecosystem of YouTube, I'd say it's not that far off. In the context of Rick and Morty, of all characters in the show, Morty's the one who most closely represents this belief. He laid this all out way back in season 1.
Nobody exists on purpose. Oh, fuck, nobody exists on purpose. Just come watch TV with us or some shit like that. Oh,
It's on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV.
Yeah.
Rick's healing arc through the first half of the season has shown him slowly coming over to this exact idea. He knows that scientifically nothing matters because he's seen the infinite multiverse, but the people and events in his small corner of that multiverse can matter. When Jerry gives Rick a friendship fortune cookie, sure, Rick calls this out as a stupid gesture, but notice that he keeps the fortune. He even goes so far as to look at it again before putting it in his pocket. It's a small gesture that meant something.
I
With
even
Beth
noticed
constantly going
that.
through self-confidence issues, Rick decides to leave out a special wine that helps her open up and discover herself with Space Beth. And when a portion of Morty's psyche asks that Rick keep their video game world on so they can continue to exist, Rick listens and chooses to follow that request.
What's with the jacked up Roy machine? Shouldn't you be taking that to repairs?
Yeah, special order. Some rich wants his last game to keep running. Hooked it up to an external battery, we're just supposed to store it.
He has no reason to do this. He got exactly what he wanted out of the game and has nothing to gain from being
forgot
home
about
to a
that.
video game character. And yet he keeps the game running because it's a nice thing to do. It's a small action that has a big impact in the personal universe of someone else. It's what all of these situations in season 6 have in common. He has nothing to gain, but he's using his godlike powers to actually help his family. Even back in episode 1, Rick chooses to rescue the Smiths instead of continuing his self-destructive pursuit of Rick Prime.
Could have left you guys. You think the concept of family matters
Matters
to
to
me?
me.
I'm not even your Rick.
And this positive attitude is starting to leak
That's
into
true,
other parts
though.
of the show as well. Throughout the last 5 seasons, Rick has gotten actively annoyed whenever the show gets meta, calling attention to its own narrative in order to play with the concept of how narrative works. That's what the whole Story Train episode was about. A
Yep.
satire on story structure and the in-universe consequences of long-form storytelling. He even has contempt for his own backstory.
You want to jump the shark? You want to know my stupid crybaby backstory? Knock yourself out.
And really, Rick's previous hatred for the idea of continuity is just an extension of his nihilism. If you believe that nothing matters, well, canon and lore directly conflict with that belief. But now, after healing and embracing this more optimistic view of the world, Rick suddenly cares about the potential stories that his series can explore. For example, when he's asked about the rift left by last season's finale, he actively defends its existence.
If you'd like, we could patch up your
Yeah,
little...
then he said, "Oh no, we had to," like he complained. He's like, what did he say? That shit was hilarious. He said something like, "Oh no, we had lore on that ish," or something like that.
interdimensional rift, too. No, leave it. I know how to close that. It's there for a reason. Very canonical.
Yeah.
Normally,
very
that's the sort of
canonical.
thing that would drive him insane. He
Yeah, then he complained. Yeah,
despise the fact that it's there. And yet when the space dinosaurs sew the rift shut, Rick becomes furious about the apparent loss of potential stories.
It was all canonical. It's milk
facts, bro. Yeah, we could have milked that thing.
that thing
bro.
for a whole season. or like a 3-episode arc at least.
Continuity is slowly starting to
I love that, bro. I
matter
love
to
that
him
scene.
because it anchors him, it grounds him, it gives him something to actually care about. Sure, in the grand scheme it might be meaningless, but to him, it does have
It
meaning.
meant
But
something.
this sort of investment from characters as powerful as Rick can have some major consequences. In episode 6, we meet the space dinosaurs, super intelligent beings on par with Rick. These dinosaurs travel the universe to help other species while doing sick ollies.
It's on, Iguanodon.
Oh, bro, the song that they played here, what was it? Aren't you a nasty boy? Or some shit like that. Bro, aren't you a bad boy? Something like that. It was mental.
But wherever Wherever the dinosaurs go to help, meteors follow. Apparently, a species of giant meteor evolved to be their equal opposite, their ideological nemesis.
As these reptiles evolved to higher and higher levels of loving vegan godhood, another life form devolved into an equally selfless, hate-filled species of barely sentient rocks. They hurtle through space and do as much damage as they can to their chosen enemy, which is guess who?
It's a force of absolute death and destruction versus an equal and opposite force of creation and creativity. The more good the dinosaurs do and the more successful they are, the more meteors are born to destroy their progress. And here's the thing. If this is indeed a rule of the universe, enough so that it's
What about
happened
Rick?
several times to the dinosaurs, this then also applies
To Rick.
After all, he and the space dinos already see themselves as equals.
From one god being to another, you're welcome.
So it would follow that Rick also has himself an equal and opposite force. A force that's been evolving alongside Rick in the opposite direction.
Oh, you found me. I shoot the first monitor too.
That's right, loyal theorists. I believe that Rick Prime, the character that killed our Rick's family and started the entire chain of events that would lead to this series, is not only our Rick's nemesis, but his universal counterweight. Kind of. It's actually more accurate to say that our Rick is Rick Prime's meteor. See, from what we can tell, Rick Prime is basically the Rickest Rick in all existence.
Yeah.
Seems to be the embodiment of that pessimistic view of nihilism that our Rick used to follow. Out of what little we've seen of him, Rick Prime genuinely doesn't seem to care about anything beyond spreading the good word of not caring about anything to his fellow Ricks.
Ricks don't pass on this.
He doesn't even seem to care about his family at all.
Morty, for you to be bait, the guy'd have to value something. He truly does not give a shit.
Basically, Rick Prime is like the Rick that we knew from previous seasons, but amped up to 11, without any of the character development, growth, and healing that we've seen our Rick going through. He's the sort of guy that would hop to a new universe in a heartbeat, leaving all his loved ones behind the second things get dicey. So, just like the space dinosaurs floated through the universe helping out anyone they could, Rick Prime goes from universe to universe making things worse through the creation of other pessimistic, nihilistic Ricks. But in that process, he literally created our Rick. He killed his wife and daughter, which sets off the events of the series, including the healing and character growth that we're watching our Rick go through right now. And through this process, our Rick has taken his first steps to being Rick Prime's equal opposite. A Rick that genuinely cares. You know the status quo of this franchise? The irreverent adventures where nothing of any consequence happens? That is a thing of the past. Represented in a lot of ways by Rick Prime. Just think, we finally know what happened to our Rick's family. When it happened on the timeline, where it happened in the multiverse, how it went down, and who did it. But we're still missing that one key piece of data. Why? Why did Rick Prime do this in the first place? Explicitly, all we get is a...
Maybe he just doesn't give a if. He preached the good word. Rick passed up on the opportunity. No, fuck this dude. Boom, destroyed. He just don't care. That's what I'm guessing he might say, but that's just my theory for now.
Vague, offhanded explanation that Ricks don't typically refuse the call to multiversal adventure. But we don't know why it's so important to Rick Prime that other Ricks follow in his footsteps. Maybe this is why. Maybe he understands that an equally powerful but oppositely aligned Rick would one day rise up to stop him, and he wanted to make sure that that didn't happen. Or maybe fate is just pulling him to create his equal opposite Rick.
My dude, okay, my guy pulled off a Frieza low-key. Frieza kept talking about, I hate Super Saiyans. Super Saiyan's the only thing that destroy me. I don't want Super Saiyans around me. This, that, the third. But in turn, he is the one that created a Super Saiyan. If he did not kill Krillin, there wouldn't be a Super Saiyan. So he created his own nightmare. And that's what Rick Prime did. He tried to destroy any Ricks who could oppose him or pass up on the opportunity. But in turn, he created the Rick. Okay, yeah, I like that.
One can't wait to find out. But hey, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you your daily allotment of capitalism. That's right, loyal theorists. The holiday season is quickly approaching, and you know that means we got ourselves some new theoryware that makes the perfect gift for you or the theorist in your life. This time around, if you don't feel like wearing any game theory green, we've got ourselves some film theory.
Shout out. Okay, that's actually a fire hoodie. I'm not gonna be like surprising though. Actually, when I say actually, I don't mean disrespectful in a disrespectful manner. Just it's a fire hoodie. Not actually, it's a fire hoodie. Okay, yeah, I guess this is about it, right? Yeah, this about it. If there's anything else left over this, I'm sorry. I'm just
merch to help you rep the red. First, movie theaters as you get ready to watch insert Disney tentpole here this holiday. Plus, we also have ourselves an awesome just wish you could give the tapes a big old fuzzy hug? Well, now you can.
Alright, I guess that's about it. I think this is just merch, okay, yeah. So yeah, with that said, man, I enjoyed the video. Like, those are actually 5 theories. I like the fact that he went back to the previous videos, talking about the struggle through grief, and also using that as a way to help boost this video, motivation or whatever. So I like that you fear something so much that you actually created your worst nightmare. It's like, hey man, if you were calm, none of this wouldn't have happened. If you weren't out here talking all this ish, you should have stayed calm on the low, but nah. You could have said, alright, I'm a pass, and then dip, but you didn't know that the Rick surviving was actually the one that's coming for you. But I like the parallels of he's the one that actually give a F, and he's the one who doesn't. Like, I wanna see that clash in season 10. Season 15. I know they're scheduled for 7 seasons, and I guess they're kind of closing it in because I've noticed that this season is more focused on lore and story and ish. I've noticed that because the others were just random, but now I can see that it's coming to an end soon. But yeah. With that said, man, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know which other video to check out, react to, and I'm gonna do so. And I'm gonna do so. But for now, I'm gonna see you guys when I see ya. So